Welcome to the Weekend Whiparound. We'll take you through the biggest stories and games to follow or catch up on through the 4 major region leagues that you might have missed this past weekend. Starting with the LCS. It was a super week there, and boy did it deliver. NA has been one of the most exciting regions in the world to watch, with every team having a compelling storyline to follow. And coming into this week, there was a big bad raid boss atop the league, and its name was Team Liquid. Well, no one told Golden Guardians that. In a 1 kill per minute high-intensity game, Gen.G kicked off a 2-1 super week with an upset of the best team in North America.
Oh, he flashed away, popped the QSS, now 2. Golden Guardians scramble to keep their mid laner alive, and he's got a little bit of extra shielding to do just that. Jinx is ready to go to Reset City, and it ain't looking pretty for Team Liquid. They are ripped in half, and a quadra kill for Law.
TL would win their next 2 games, including one in which Bjergsen faced down TSM for the first time ever. Evil Geniuses bounced back from a 2-4 start to the year by notching a 2-1 week of their own, and despite the loss to CLG, who also had a 2-1 week, put a massive damper on the region's feel-good story in FlyQuest, who lost every single game this weekend. Even the one that they got postponed after packet loss issues forced the first postponement of its kind in the LCS's history. The best performing team of the Super Week was absolutely Cloud9, who took down Dignitas, 100 Thieves, and FlyQuest as Summit picked up Player of the Week honors and this quadra kill on Chase.
So the fight ain't fair anymore. He's ready to go, and he will just eviscerate everyone on FlyQuest. FlyQuest begins this fight by killing the enemy AD carry, and it ends with a quadra kill for Summit. Summit is
LEC said goodbye to both Astralis and Team BDS as far as playoff contention was concerned this weekend, and Fnatic, Misfits, and G2 all clinched their own playoff spots, while Rogue secured a top 4 berth and by that token will avoid starting in the lower bracket. G2 eventually locked in that spot with their win over BDS, and thank goodness they did, because on Friday they were ahead by almost, ready, 14,000 gold and lost to Misfits.
No defenses left. Misfits with the comeback of the flipping century as they take down G2.
Misfits, that was it.
SK Gaming lost an absolute heartbreaker as well to Team Vitality as winions backdoored their Nexus and maybe their season. They're not technically mathematically out of it. See the foldy sheets for all the scenarios in which they can make it in, but it's not that many. Having to win out over Rogue, XL, and Misfits in your last week of play while having some other stuff go your way is an absolutely Herculean task. Mad Lions lost their 6th game in a row and are this close to becoming the first team since Alliance/Elements back in 2014-15 to not even make the playoffs as defending champions. Vitality, meanwhile, righted the ship with a huge win to all but secure their own playoff spot.
Doesn't care about the champions. He's hammering away on the Nexus. He's down to 50% HP. Center of the week, that's simply not enough. How far he goes, Mega chucks a boulder into the fountain. The rest of Vitality turn their attention back, and Vitality take down Misfits.
Ooh, and that was decisive again.
With the standings in the LEC leaving no room for error, the battle in the last week of the split will likely be for nothing more than playoff seeding, with just 2 games separating 3rd through 6th. But if the LEC does one thing better than any other region, it's miracle runs. Shifting gears a little bit, let's head over to the LCK, sorry. Mediocre jokes aside, look, this is still T1's region, and all anyone else can do is play spectators to Faker's reign of terror over South Korean League of Legends. Ever since dropping a map to Hanwha way back in week 4, making everyone's hearts beat that little tiny bit faster, T1 have 2-0'd Gen.G, KT, 2-1'd Nongshim, and most recently this week, 2-0'd both Damwon and Hanwha, but not without a little bit of controversy. Less than a minute after loading onto the Rift in Game 2 of T1's victory over Damwon, Faker apparently mistakenly used Flash because of a headset issue, which he had apparently addressed in Champ Select, but not gotten any sort of pause that he wanted, and the game was delayed for almost an hour as it got resolved. It's a whole thing, you can read more about it in the link in the description, you definitely should. But despite a valiant comeback effort from Damwon in Game 2, it's death, taxes, T1 winning, and the sun eventually swallowing the earth and oblivion awaiting us all. Gen.G DRX had the makings of a great clash between two teams that are in that next tier below T1, but Gen.G proved with a 2-0 over DRX that they're in a tier of their own as they moved to 10-2 on the back of their 4th straight win.
The barrel is very, very dead. Depth as well immediately gets charmed, and this is what we were talking about. There is no control inside Chronicle. I can't see any of it as Jovi's looking for Zeka. He is going to survive. Fastest horse in the history of horses will secure it. It's like he's like a guided super mega death rocket as Kingen now running away.
Finally in the LPL, the games and the chaos come thick and fast 7 days a week. The reigning world champions EDG lost twice this week to Top Esports in Victory 5. No shame in losing to them, but they still sit at 7-3 in the standings. Victory 5 though? Yeah, they might be the best team in the league now, and they proved it by taking down LNG in an emphatic 2-0 as former Flash Wolf Karsa locked in Skarner of all champions to seal the deal.
That's all she wrote. This match of the week ended up being one-sided as V5 continue to slay the competition in the LPL. They'll take their time, they'll take their accolades, but they will.
V5 and Weibo are tied at 9-1 atop the standings and are looking like the cream of the crop right now in China. Weibo, the team formerly known as Suning, are in better form than they were even in their 2020 Worlds run, and have been doing so not with Sword Art, but with 18-year-old sophomore support on, and of course, the Shy in the top lane. These two teams already played each other earlier in the split, so unfortunately no clash of the titans between them looms this week, but watch out for Bilibili versus Top Esports on Tuesday morning, Weibo versus RNG on Wednesday, EDG RNG on Saturday, and Top Esports against LNG on Sunday. Or you can just wait for next week's Weekend Whiparound and get caught up there. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it, and we'll see you back here real soon.